Ejike and Dan have finally seen the prophet that Dan suggested that they should see. And the prophet told them a lot of things. But then I do not know if Ejike will stick to what the prophet told him, or Dan will try convincing him to do otherwise. But before we continue with this episode, hello besties, you're welcome to another episode. I know it's been a long time. I stopped posting on this page. I want to say I am truly sorry for this. Having said that, guys, have you watched today's episode? Let's talk about it. Now, AGK has finally seen the prophet. Remember, in the last episode, Dan suggested that they should see a prophet who will follow them down to the village and ensure that they are able to move Mama's body to the city where, Dan is suggesting that AGK should lay Mama to rest in the city. Now, finally, they have seen the prophet. And it's just the twist to the whole thing because, like I said earlier, I was expecting to see a prophet who would tell them, oh, your people are not good, I'm going to help you, we are going. But no, this is a true prophet. This is actually a true man of God, and he told them the truth. But the thing is, will they stick to the truth? Will they obey him? Many of us feel that customs and tradition or culture are made to take our life. No, culture is a way of life of people, and culture is meant to bind us together. Anybody who does not understand his or her culture, to me, is lost. Every part of the world has culture. In that there are people that their own are just so much and noticeable, and there are people that their own are so mild. But it doesn't mean that people do not have culture. The way you live, how you're going to be accepted in a particular society depends on your culture. So I don't know why Dan is projecting the fact that AJK's culture is trying to kind of take his life, which is the wrong approach, or which is the wrong notion to all this. Now, the prophet told him the truth, that he actually did a lot of things that are not so good to his parents, and he should start by obeying what his kinsman has asked him to do. AJK was having a kind of reflection, and Dan, who I don't know his true intention in AJK's life, is still asking the prophet, do you mean you're not going with us? Do you mean, like, what do you want to hear at the end of the day? Dan was expecting a prophet who will say, oh, your people are not good, I'm going to that village to make sure that you take your mother's life. Who does that? No right-thinking human being will accept to follow AJK down to the village to take the mother's body to the city and lay her to rest in the city, because that is not even customarily right. It's not. Custom and tradition do not accept this. So I don't know why Courage, or rather Dan, is trying to project all these things into AJK, and AJK is buying the idea. He just listens to Dan. Now the big question is, will AJK listen to what the prophet has said, or AJK is going to just listen to Dan again? Because I'm sure that after their meeting with the prophet, that Dan is not going to rest. Dan will bring another suggestion again. Maybe the second suggestion. You remember in the last episode, he actually gave 3 suggestions. One is, going to get Mama's body, which AJK countered that you saw what happened. We were not able to move the body even after that. And then he suggested that they should see a prophet, or they should take policemen to the village and, get what they want. Will they be going with the second option of taking policemen to the, to the village to be able to get Mama's body? Is AJK still going to listen to this guy at this point? Because yes, Dan is not the one controlling AJK's life. It's like AJK does everything that Dan says. The only thing that AJK has not obeyed or did not obey when it comes to Dan's advice is when Dan asked him not to marry Mona. That is the only thing. Aside that, Dan has been the one controlling and having a bigger say in AJK's life more than him. And this time around, Dan has also done it again. Smiling and jubilating, immediately AJK laid his hand on Mona. And AJK, not understanding the fact that there are family dynamics, what works for your family might not work for my family, is buying into Dan's idea of how he runs his family. I'm saying it and I will say it again. There is no manual whatsoever to marriage. What works for you might not work for me. What worked for me might not work for you. Whatever you know that works for you in your home and you people are happy and at peace with it, please continue with it, because there's no manual as to how to get it right in marriage. And this is what AGK and Dan has failed to understand. Now Dan is telling AGK, oh, I want you not to marry this woman. And it's the laughter, the happiness on his face when AGK hit the wife. He was just so happy that, AGK is taking control of his home. But then I trust Mona's reaction. If you respect me as your wife, trust me, I will be submissive and I will be respectful to you as my husband. But if at every opportunity you get, you try to disrespect me, you try to make me feel less of myself, I will not give you that pleasure. I won't. I will make you feel likewise. I don't know if what I'm saying is right, but I feel like we are all human beings. Treat others how you want to be treated. There is no particular person that should be treated in a particular way because of the person's gender. This is not about gender equality and all the rest of them. No, this is about doing the right thing. Now, Dan is happy that AGK did this, and AGK is demanding for apology from Mona. In as much as I feel like I always say it in my video that I don't know why Mona decided to settle, for AGK, considering the fact that there is a lot of things wrong with AGK's life. I still respect her as person because, Mona is there for you, irrespective of everything you have done. Ordinarily, some women would have just taken a walk because, you don't listen to me, and I don't want whatever that is coming as a result of you, being strong-headed to also affect my life. But she's there with you. All you can do, the little you can do, is actually accord her respect as your wife. Please, I want to sincerely apologize if the quality of this video is not the way it should be. Please do bear with me. The weather here is a kind of way today, and I'm trying to use natural light for this video. So guys, having said that, what do you have to say about all this whole thing? Is AGK going to obey the prophet, or he will just stick to what, Dan is going to say to him after their meeting? Because we know that Dan will not stop. Dan will make suggestions. Dan will ask AGK to take another way. Because like I said earlier in this video, the true intention of Dan's, the true intention of Dan's plan in AGK's life is yet unknown to a lot of people. Because why do you want him to do things that, when the effect of that thing comes, you will not be there to help him? Remember the encounter he had with the youths in the village. What happened? Dan ran away. Dan had to hide somewhere because he doesn't want to, get injured for something that he doesn't know about. So why do you keep pushing this guy? And when whatever you have advised him to do comes back to him, you will not be there to kind of protect him. You will not be there to, save him from that. Guys, what do you have to say about this? As always, guys, I want to see your analysis and everything in the comment section. I love you all. Please keep supporting this page. See you all in my next video.